This episode of the Butt Chronicles, we check out Beavis and Butthead episode 11 at the Sideshow.
Welcome to Industrial Industries World Radio's The Butt Chronicles.
You said welcome.
Oh God.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Butt Chronicles, your audio guide to everything Beavis and Butthead. And I'm your host, DJ Glowing Ice. And today we're checking out Beavis and Butthead episode 11 at the Sideshow. It was aired on May 19th, 1993 on MTV, and that's that. So now let's check out what happens in Beavis and Butthead at the Sideshow. The episode starts in Beavis and Butthead's house as the boys flip through the channels on the TV, changing from a birth control commercial to then a commercial for the Stovich Brothers Traveling Carnival. Available in town for 1 week only, the carnival advertised rides and games. Beavis says, "That's stupid." The commercial announced, "Fun for all." "If you're dead," Butthead added. The TV then shows a bearded woman as the announcer says, "And the nastiest freaks you'll ever see in this lifetime." The boys' eyes are now wide open, and Butthead says, "Whoa, maybe they got one of those dudes with two butts." The boys decide to head to the carnival. At the carnival, the boys walk past the entrances to the different freak shows, and one advertises a gorilla boy. The boys then stop, and Butthead says, "This sucks." Then they continue walking. Another freak show entrance is to see a half-man, half-woman. The man selling tickets to the show says, "Born with two functioning sets of gender organs. Folks, he's never lonely on a Saturday night." Butthead asks the ticket seller, "Excuse me, sir, where's the dude with two butts?" And the man tells them to get lost. The boys laugh and Butthead says, "That was cool." The boys approach the next freak show attraction, which features the rubber band lady. The boys are in awe of how flexible she is in the photos. They eagerly pay for tickets to see her and walk past the curtain and into the attraction. Inside the attraction, there's a stage up front with a dirty patched curtain which is closed. Individual chairs are set up and scattered all throughout the floor for showgoers to sit. From the view of the stage, we see Beavis and Butthead's faces. They're excited and tense at the same time. Behind them is a man sitting in the back corner, another showgoer, as he has a sweater laying on his lap with his hand underneath it. The show starts and the man's hand starts moving from underneath his sweater. As we see the stage, the rubber band lady is performing in a pink one-piece bathing suit. Her body, thin and long, performs things with her feet as she sits on a stool. She lights a cigarette in her mouth with a match between her toes and pours a drink from a bottle into a glass and brings it to her mouth with her foot. "I'm pitching a tent," says Butthead. The show ends, and then the ticket seller tells the audience to leave. The boys stay sitting, and they decide that they need to meet the rubber band lady. Beavis and Butthead meet the rubber band lady by a vanity mirror on the side stage. She's wearing a yellow robe over her pink bathing suit, as a lit cigarette hangs from her mouth. "Come on in, boys," she says. She asks what brings them back. Butthead says that he wants to know how she does that stuff. "I'm double jointed, hun," she answers. "Come on, boys. I ain't got all night. How do you want it?" "Want what?" says Butthead. "Come on, son. Nobody's that stupid. Tell me what's your pleasure and we'll negotiate." The boys bite their bottom lips tensely. "What do you like, boys?" she asks. I like to blow up lizards," says Butthead. "I like to burn stuff," says Beavis. Off in the distance, we hear big footsteps becoming louder and louder, and the gorilla boy in his three-piece suit opens a curtain behind the boys and asks, "These rubes bothering you, Tiffany?" Being scared, the boys are now sweating. "They're indecisive, and this is cutting into my work day," says the rubber band lady. Gorilla Boy orders the boys to make up their mind on what trick they want the lady to do for them. The boys then whisper amongst each other. Beavis to Butthead says, "That would be cool." Butthead then says, could you pick your butt with your nose? Gorilla Boy, now angry with what Butthead asked, runs towards the boys as we see a close-up of his face with his big teeth and fangs. Next, it cuts to a man in front of a freak show attraction at the carnival. He announces, "The chicken head biting Siamese twin geeks." Inside the attraction, Beavis and Butthead are on stage, sitting at a table with their shirts sewn together into one big shirt. Both of the boys are holding onto the necks of live chickens. Carnival music plays as Butthead says, "This costume sucks." Beavis pulls away from Butthead as Butthead then says, "Ow, watch it, dude, you're pulling my stitches." "Sorry," says Beavis. "Pass the ketchup, dude," Butthead says to Beavis, as he then proceeds to bite the live chicken. And that's where it ends. And that was Beavis and Butthead episode 11 at the Sideshow. Now let's check out the music videos. The first music video is Aerosmith with Living on the Edge. Butthead says, "Whoa, where's his penis?" Beavis says, "It's in his hand, where it always is." Butthead says, "These guys are pretty cool, even though they're 60. "Yeah, the one guy's 69, says Beavis. And the boys headbang to it. Next, we've got the Jacksons with Torture. The boys cheer when Tito appears in the video, and Butthead says, "This is torture, change it." And they wind up changing it. Then there's Culture Club with Karma Chameleon. Butthead says, "This is a very gay tune." Beavis says, "Yeah, you mean like happy?" "Yeah," says Butthead. As Beavis sees Boy George in the video, he says, "Hey, it's Debbie Gibson." And then later on in the video, Butthead says, "You're a man? No way." Then we've got the Talking Heads with Wild Wild Life. The boys say the video is confusing. Butthead says, "I don't like videos that suck." Then Beavis says, "Yeah, me too." Next is Michael Damian with Rock On. The boys say that the video is a deodorant commercial because the singer stinks. They add that the singer is from a soap opera. Butthead says that he's from the show As the World Sucks. Butthead also says, "This video should have a warning label. Parental advisory. What you're about to see sucks." And then they change it. Last music video in this episode, we have Golden Earring with Twilight Zone. The boys mention that they see Paul Schaefer in the video, and Butthead says, "Interrogation is cool." Beavis says, "I didn't know you knew any big words." Butthead says, "I do when the words are cool, like diarrhea and asphyxiation." "And seminiferous tubules," says Beavis. Those are your music videos. Now let's get into the fun facts. So this episode met with some censorship after it aired the first couple times. So the things that got cut out in later airings were Beavis referencing anything about burning stuff or fire. All that got cut. And then some lines that the boys said during the music video segments got cut as well. One was during the music video for Karma Chameleon by the Culture Club. The whole line of Butthead saying that it's a gay tune, that all got cut. And the music video for Living on the Edge by Aerosmith, the "Where's His Penis" conversation got cut too. Some more fun facts is that producer John Andrews did the voice of Tiffany, the rubber band lady, and the Gorilla Boy's real name is Thor, which we will see him in future episodes. At the Sideshow is the 6th episode of Season 2 of Beavis and Butthead, and it's the 11th episode overall. IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, gives Beavis and Butthead at the Sideshow a 7.1 out of 10 rating. Now, I'll give you my review. My relationship with this episode is that this is the first time I've seen it. But things in this episode I've seen in the past, where the Sideshow, the rubber band lady, she had a trading card when they had the Beavis and Butthead trading cards out. I remember having that card as a kid and seeing it, and I was like, I've never seen that before. What episode was that in? You know, and I finally see this all these years later. I'm like, oh, so I remember that card back in the... Okay, all right, that's where this is from. It's all making sense now. And then also during the credits, when they'd have like different photos from different episodes, the episode of Beavis and Butthead holding the chickens in their hands. Now, I'd never seen the actual episode with that in it, and this episode is where that's from. So, I don't know. This episode is kind of lackluster to me. I didn't really find it that funny. The funniest thing is the other guy in the audience with Beavis and Butthead with his hand underneath the sweater on his lap. That's probably the funniest thing in this episode that I found funny. I can safely say that I'd probably never have to see this episode again. It's not an episode I'd want to rewatch. It wasn't exactly god-awful and unwatchable, but it really didn't have like a lot of good stuff in it that would keep me caring to want to watch it again. So I'd have to give this one a 3 out of 10. It's not that great. So there you go, guys. 3 out of 10 for Beavis and Butthead, episode 11, at the Sideshow.